Bonjour and welcome to French Action. Are you bored or frustrated because you have reached B1 in any language, but you are stuck? You may have reached the learning language plateau, and that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. Vous êtes prêts? C'est parti! You've been learning a language for months or even years, and at first progress was fast. You could introduce yourself, order food, understand basic conversations. But now you want to do a bit more, express yourself a little bit more, but you feel stuck despite your effort. And this is what we call the language learning plateau. This is a normal feeling, and I'm going to explain. You started at A0, reach A1 fast, then A2, and with some work you reach B1. But then you feel stuck at B1 despite your effort, and B2 seems unattainable. You may have reached the language learning plateau. You can see where it is compared with B2. But the reality is that there's a gap between B1 and B2, and you have to find a way of bridging that gap. In B2, expectations are much higher. You will be expected to say or to write complex sentences, use all tenses which you have used so far, use idioms which you may not have used in B1, and also be more fluent. And that is the difficulty. How do you improve your fluency in a language if you are not immersed in it? Well, what I would say to you is that to improve your fluency, you also need to improve your listening skills. Because if you cannot have a conversation with native speakers because you don't understand them, then you will not be able to respond and you will not be able to practice this fluency I'm talking about. So what you need to do is to create the immersion by training your ears, and I would say do it on a daily basis. Even if it's only 10 minutes, it's better than nothing. By listening to podcasts, radio, YouTube videos made by native speakers, try to repeat words that you found difficult to pronounce, new words, try to repeat them, and especially try to imitate the native speakers so that your pronunciation can be as close as to a native speaker. And little by little, you will see that you will understand. And trust me, that's how it works. When I arrived in Jamaica, I didn't know the patois, the Jamaican patois. Nobody taught me patois, the Jamaican patois, but I understand it. Why? Because you hear it all the time, and after a while you just understand it because you're immersed in it. So what I'm trying to do is to show you that you have to create that immersion at home. We need to remember we have 4 skills. And the first for me is listening. Listening so that you can train your ears. You need to select a podcast, news items, a YouTube video, which is in your target language, anything that is in the language you're learning. And first, make sure you listen without any help, without subtitles, to catch the overall meaning. Remember, you will not understand everything. Then listen again with subtitles or transcript and see how much you can understand. You will see little by little your understanding will improve. While you are training your ears, you need to improve your fluency. And my tip for you is to choose a topic you are interested in and speak. But when you speak, you have to speak out loud for 2 to 3 minutes without stopping. So maybe at the beginning you will do a 2-minute presentation, and then another time a 3-minute presentation. And you will probably need to time yourself, and also don't worry about making mistakes. And another exercise I recommend is to read out loud. Slowly at the beginning, and you gradually increase the speed. By reading, you will learn new vocabulary and structures. I would advise you to read a short article, maybe the news item, a blog post, or a short story. And when you read, make sure that you highlight at least 3 or 4 new useful words, phrases, or idioms that you have just found in your texts. If you don't find any new vocabulary, this means that the text was too easy for you. Then you will need to find another text which is a little bit more challenging for you. Once you have those new words, make sure that you learn them by heart. You need to step up your writing. So I would advise you to write a short passage, maybe 150 words, with complex sentences and a mixture of tenses. Try to do that. Work on your weaknesses by doing some grammar exercises that you can find online. And of course, you need to get someone to correct your mistakes, or simply ask ChatGPT. What's the difference between what you used to do and this new approach? Well, you will be studying daily. Your learning methods will be different because you are going to be in charge of your learning. You will choose authentic material, and the most important part is that you will have to come out of your comfort zone. And that is a feeling which is very difficult to really accept. But once you're out of your comfort zone, you will see progress. If you're looking for radio, I would encourage you to go for Radio Garden. As you can see here, I'm in Cuba and I'm listening to some Spanish. So you can, of course, listen to anything you wish because it's the whole globe. Now I'm in France and I happen to be in Rouen, and you can hear now the French. So you can do the same with any language, just rotate the globe. So you will not be bored because you will select items that you find interesting. So if you like cooking, then why not go into cooking texts and podcasts and so on, and then move on to other topics little by little. And you want your B2, so you will work daily, and I would recommend 30 minutes if possible daily. Preparing for an exam will help you keep focused. For the French, DELF B2, or for Spanish, DELE B2, or any other language exam will keep you motivated. So please leave a comment to tell me if this method will work for you. And don't forget to like the videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Au revoir!